Hi guys, my name is Trevor Ilsley. Welcome to my channel, teaching beings that there is another way through the dark night of the soul, the ascension process, the healing process. I've been getting a lot of mail from beings that have got this incredible part about themselves and they're not fully understanding. So I'm going to be talking about this today because it's all about sharing your gift. Now, what's happened is you spend 20 years of your life, 30 years, 40 years being a human being. All of a sudden, in the awakening process, things start to happen. You get these amazing things that come towards you. Your life starts to shut down. The reason why it's shutting down is because it allows this new part of you to come through. Imagine this, if you're all filled up with life experiences, nothing else can come in because you're full up inside. What the awakening is all about is emptying you so that we can allow space for your true gift to shine through. Now, the mail that I've been getting, fantastic, absolutely interesting. It's so incredible to listen to other people's stories, and that, as I said before, I'm not alone. I have my one part in this puzzle and you have your part in this puzzle. But of course, we feel very lonely. But here's the trick. This is the thing that's going on, is that you're scared to show your gift. And the reason why you're scared to show your gift is because you feel you're worried about what other people are going to say about you. And of course, they're going to think you're mental again. So we're bringing that word mental illness again, because it does seem mental. When you pull away from something that you've been so used to, you start getting all of this information, and it may be galactic, multi-dimensional stuff, symbols that you can't really quite understand, and it keeps on coming, and you're writing it down and you're drawing it, or you've found this creative nature about yourself. You may be writing books, there's a new structure that's going on, you have this new information, and you're there thinking, I just want to run back to be who I used to be. But what is happening is you're running towards who you should have become in the first place. So this is the thing. It is confusing. It does seem confusing when you sort of think, where is this stuff coming from? And have I got to learn it? But what it's doing is it's helping you to remember. Remember what you should have been, should have done, should have had before the programming took into effect. Every child came here with a gift. Look at these children. The children are absolutely amazing. Well, what do? We destroy them by teaching them old shit, old stuff. It ruins them. Same as you got ruined. We've all got ruined by the system. So therefore, we fall into this system, we believe the system, we act out that system, and we forget our gifts. So in the emptying process of losing everything, that enables you to be able to begin again with the gift that you've got. Now, let's say, for instance, let's put it on a very sort of low level of understanding. Maybe as a child you wanted to be a singer-dancer, right? And throughout your life you felt that you'd always wanted to be a singer and a dancer. But everyone said to you, you can't do that. You're not going to earn money out of it. You're not going to survive. Maybe you had children. Maybe things interrupted all of that stuff. But deep within you, see, you never fulfilled your gift. Now, this gift has been passed on to you. It's part of your heritage to fulfill that journey within yourself, because that's the only place that you're going to find happiness. I used to call it the golden balls of light. And inside of me, I had these golden balls of light, which meant I had certain things to achieve. And I realized that I was here on this planet to follow that dream, follow that light, follow that intuition, no matter where it led me. I truly believed in following that feeling. But of course, you let people talk you out of it, and you got stopped in your process. And so therefore inside of you, you feel like something is missing, you feel like something is dying, you feel like that you've not reached your potential, you feel like there is something just doesn't make sense. That's your gift. Now you've got the people that are awakening up, the teachers, the ascension masters, the psychics, the mediums, the clairvoyants, the healers, people that are evolving Now, the way that I see this is, imagine this. For those who are old enough, do you remember when we went from black and white TV into colour TV? There was a point in that where if you was rich enough, you could get a colour TV, yeah? But who at the time, after watching black and white TV for so long, did we ever think about there being a colour TV? We didn't think about it. We just accepted what was, didn't we? None of us really went, well, why don't they have a colour TV then? Why is it always in black and white? And then when we kind of got the colour TVs, it's like, wow, my God, look at that, you know, isn't that amazing? We've got colour TV. So there's the process of going from black and white TV that was forever, and then all of a moment from Tuesday to a Wednesday, now it's become colour. This is the same with us as human beings. What you have to really remember, and this is very, very important, you are in that transition of going from a black and white TV into a colour TV. If we take it up to another level, that's going from third dimensional into fifth dimensional beings, which means in the third dimensional being, you just saw things in the way that everyone sees things. That's life. This is the way that it is. And then you was getting a download of information that got you to see things from a different perspective, a higher level of consciousness and an awareness. But what you're doing is that you're feeling too scared to even talk about it. You're running away from it. You've got to run into it. You've got to embrace that stuff, because if you don't, you're going to kick yourself later on in your days. Because that's what happened to me. I had all this information. I had beamism, I had empathy healing and all these great gifts. But if I was to just sit at home and I'd underneath the duvet cover, and trust me, I did that, what good was that to anyone? And I took it to the level that if I was on my deathbed and I had 20 minutes left of my life to sort of look at what I should have done or could have been or shared, then I was going to be pretty upset. I was going to be pretty miserable, really, and I was going to feel like, why didn't I do it? Why didn't I move forward? Why didn't I say what I needed to say? So let me paint a picture. For those who believe in the world of spirit, because this is what you really should be believing in. And if you don't believe in the aspect of spirit on the other side of it all, then you've got to try and believe in your own spirit. This is where you need to find yourself, your own spirit. So this is how I saw it. I projected myself forward into the future. That future can be next week, be honest with you, because we can all get some sort of illness and all of a sudden, you know, you've got that moment where the doctor tells you you've got 3 months to live. Well, what do? I'm sure we're going to worry quite a lot about the things that we didn't do. And for me, being given beamism, which I believe came from a very high source of intelligence, so that's where I get the messenger level, because I had a message. And because I had this message, see, I didn't want to be a messenger. I didn't want to put it out there. Who's going to believe me? Who's going to look at me? And I start telling people, oh, I've got this message from the Great Spirit and this is what we're supposed to do and this is how we're supposed to be and all of these things. Everyone would have looked at me and thought, oh, God, nutter, you've gone off your trolley now, haven't you? So it takes time to be able to sort of find that humiliation. Anyway, through the life of becoming a messenger, I saw all these signs, all these symbols, dreams and visions. Whether I was asleep or awake, I was still seeing visions. And life became different. Everything became different. My outside world was completely different. There was things that was happening that I couldn't explain to anybody. It was like, this is mental. And I used to think, now even the TV's giving me messages. There was messages coming from everywhere about who I was, what I should be doing, and connected to this message that I had to give to people. But I still had the energy that went, no, but I don't want to give it. Who's going to believe me? No one's going to listen to me, you know, and I was worried about what people were going to say and what they would think about me. And I don't know if I could take that, you know, because people are very judgmental in what they see. And if it's different from what they're used to, then you're definitely a nutter. But I saw it like this. And I imagined myself dying. I had 20 minutes to live. And I would be thinking to myself, I just didn't do it, did I? I didn't give out the message. And I knew that was going to make me feel really bad. And I imagined sort of going over into the world of spirit, and I was met by the guy or the guide that gave me this great message, and he would look at me and go, "What happened? We gave you everything. What happened?" And I say, "Well, I was worried about what people were going to say about me." What do you think your guide would say to you? "I've wasted my time. I thought you was the being that was going to do it." Disappointment, upset, ain't got a second chance now. The information I've got now is lost. I was the only one that had that information, and now no one's going to get it. So that's where we're at, and that's where we've got to understand it. Your message is important. Very, very important. And even though you may find yourself scratching your head and not knowing what to do with it and how to do with it, you've got to cough that shit up. You know, that's what purging means to me. It's like you've got information and the source is giving you that information, and it is your duty, your absolute duty, to be able to deliver that message in whatever way. It doesn't matter if people accept it or they don't, long as you accept it. And that was one of the things, see, when I went through this incredible journey of receiving such knowledge, such wisdom, I used to look at it and think, who am I? And trust me when I say this, I used to look up at the ceiling and think, you've picked the wrong fella. You've picked the wrong man to do the job. There's no way I can do this job. I can't do it. I don't want to help beings. I don't know what to say to people. I don't know what's going to work for people. And of course, that plagued me for a long time. But in all honesty, it also made me ill. And I thought the message was making me ill. But because I was withholding the message, that was what was making me ill. Because I wasn't embracing it. I wasn't expressing it. To express the beauty of your message, it doesn't matter if it comes in the form of art. It doesn't matter if it comes in the form of words or healing or ascension or talking about God or talking about these great gifts that you've got. Blurt that shit out. Let it rip. Because we've got to. Because if we don't, then we was it. We was the era that changed the world for future beings to come. This I truly believe. We are in the middle of that process of the TV turning from black and white into colour. And that's why it's hard for us. You know, when you look at your granny and you buy a new DVD player, might be the new ones with all the gadgets on it, all the gizmos, and your grandmother's going to look at it and think, I don't even know how to turn it on. And then your 4-year-old comes along and says, Nanny, you do this, you press that, you put that in there and you press that button. We start to look stupid, don't we? See, there's the intelligence of it all. It's because we don't know how things work, because things are growing at such a fast pace now. But for beings that have got messages, new understandings, greater gifts of whatever they went through, maybe they battled cancer, maybe they found a cure for cancer within themselves, then maybe they found a place within themselves that they were told that they could never walk again, but they found that place and they started to walk again. Maybe there was people that were on that, you know, right on the level of becoming homeless, as I was. You know, where was that moment going to come where we was going to move forward? And see, that's what happened. When you hold something back that you know that you're here to do, and you don't do it, you lose everything. And God, if you like, takes you to that point. It says, you're going to lose everything because we're still waiting for you to deliver the message. And I used to look at it like this. And I'd written many books, many scriptures on this new philosophy about a way of being in life. And you know, the very thing, even though my home was taken, my car was taken, I had nothing, no phone, no nothing, absolutely anything material that I'd used to have, I didn't have that at all. And I remember this sort of image of spirit looking at me and sort of saying, well, we've made him lose everything and he's still not doing it. So what should we do now then? Well, he's got no home, he's got no car. Surely he's got to fall in now. Surely something's going to happen. And I imagined them sort of having a little bit of a laugh, really. Say, okay, send him this. Make that happen and let's see if that'll be the turning point. Let's send him someone to come into his life to really mess it up for him until he really gets it. And I believe that's what was happening. I was having all these dramas and situations and things that was happening, and I was thought, why? Why is this happening? What are you doing to me? But after a while, I started to realise that they wasn't killing me off. They was trying to figure out whether or not what was important, and would I carry off that mission? Would I fulfill that spiritual message? So if you're going through this and you really do feel that you've got something to give and you've got something to share, and I know you do have, see, that's the thing all my subscribers have, you've all got incredible stories. Tragic, some of them. Sometimes I look at some of the emails that I get and I think, God, I thought I had it bad. But there is a reason behind it. And one of the things I looked at is like this. When you look at the shit that goes on the planet, or the shit that happened to you, and you think, it's left me broken, heartbroken, it's ruined me. You know, you can be abused, you can be fucked over in whatever way, and it hurts. And that can even come from your parents. And I used to think, is there a message in here somewhere? Am I missing the point here somewhere? Have I missed something? Because this world is so cruel and all I wanted to do was give and share and all of these things. And what was happening to me is like I was the one that was being battered. It seemed like if I was healing somebody, they'd stab me in the back. And I used to think, I don't get it. I don't get why people are like this. And then the penny dropped. And I thought, no, the reason why you've got a message and the reason why you want to do something is because people are like that. And that's the difference, see. You are here to look at your life, tragic as it seems, horrible beyond means, looking at your parents, how could they be so fucking cruel? Yeah? There's a turning point in that, because that is your moment, right? Don't let that moment die, because that is the point where you find the strength that says, I need to do something about this, because if that happened to me, then it's happening to somebody else. So your journey is important. Let's have a look at the abuse that goes on. Let's say you're a woman and got beaten up a lot by the husband because he was jealous and because he was angry, and you put up with it for 20, 30 years. You took that shit, right? And then you found it in yourself to get away, run away, and you run away in fear, and you found yourself hiding somewhere, and you was very scared of life. What's the importance of that? What if you wrote a book on that? Because by running away and understanding the journey, you didn't need to put up with that shit. What if your book, your lesson, your experience saved someone else's life? What if someone else read your book and you got an email and someone said, you have saved my life through your book? That's how important it is. Don't think for 1 minute that you have not gone through all of this for a reason. You have gone through this for a bloody good reason. And that reason is to understand it and to have worked with it and to say to yourself, I do not want this happening to somebody else, and I will do whatever it takes to get my message out. And that's what I did. That's how I did it. That's how I work. That's how I've done all of my TV work, all of the many hundreds of thousands of people I've done readings for. And what is a reading? It's for somebody that is not quite understanding what their journey is. They can't make sense of it. None of it is adding up. And so therefore we lose the plot. We lose who we are. So please, if you've got a great message, that message is not just coming into you. That message is reminding you that you already have the message. You just got to remember it. It's like with beamism for me, you know. Your spirit guide or your spiritual self, your higher self, beamy self, your spirit is reminding you that you came here with something and you just got to remember. So they clear all the shit out of you. And that's why you lose everything. And then you get to that point where it's like, what do I have left? And I used to look at it and I used to think, I'm still writing. I'm still trying to put this message together. I'm still trying to make sense of it. That I was not going to let go of, because I thought that was the most important thing, because it was inside of me. And if you've got anything that's inside of you, please unleash it. Don't hold it back, because it will kill you. It will destroy you. It will depress you to the point that you're not expressing it. And that's where depression really comes from. Depression, what's the opposite? Expression. Depression, expression. When you're not expressing, you're depression. Get it? Expression, depression. With me, without me. With me, without me. This is what's going on. Go to the high level of consciousness that you are here for a reason. You do have a message. It's taking you a little bit of time to understand that message. Don't run away from that gift, because you are that turning point in evolution between the black and white TV into the colour TV. From seeing the world in one programming into building a new programming. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to build new programmings. So join me. Mind how you go is the key to your life, to expressing the message that you hold. Speak to you soon.